Hello and welcome to today's Ramble. It's actually Saturday morning, as you know, and I apologise for not being able to record yesterday. It's a lovely morning outside. I hope you've had a good week. I've certainly had a good week. The highlight of my week was having a COVID haircut, a lockdown haircut. No, I didn't go to the barber's. It's courtesy of Gwen. Have a look at it. The barber approves. So there we go. But yes, I had to have a haircut because as you gleaned, we've been doing a little bit of recording this week, which has been a lot of fun. Been recording 3 more programs for my series of Sacred Harmony, which is all about church music, which I do for TBN UK, which is an American Christian channel. And they wanted to come down to Swanage this time. And we have filmed 3 devotions for Maundy Thursday, for Good Friday, and for Easter Day itself. And they're a mixture of readings and meditations and a lot of really beautiful choral music, because that period, Holy Week and Easter, there's so much lovely choral music. So I got a few of my friends down from London and we recorded everything yesterday. And John, our rector, has a huge part in these programs. He and I discuss the relationship of music and liturgy, and John does a meditation in each of the programs as well. So it's been great fun and inspiring working with John too. So I'll let you know the times when they're broadcast, but that'll be on the evening of Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and then Easter Day as well. So a lot of fun. Anyway, enough about that. How did you get on with Quickfire 5 last week? I thought the questions weren't too difficult, so I'll give you the answers now. So first of all, which cathedral is associated with the famous Chapter House Choir? And the answer is York Minster. The Chapter House Choir was founded by the composer Andrew Carter. We sing the Mary's Magnificat of his, and A Maiden Most Gentle, if you remember that lovely setting of the carol. But the Chapter House Choir is a wonderful chamber choir, and they're based at York Minster. The composer Frederick Gore Ouseley founded a new college to provide a model for the performance of Anglican church music in 1856. Where was it, I asked? And the answer is St Michael's College in Tenbury Wells, just sort of on the Welsh border. And he founded a choir school there, and there was a chapel, and many distinguished cathedral musicians trained there and went through there, and many boys as well. Sadly, it's now no longer a training place. They ran out of money basically, but the chapel itself is now the local parish church, and there's a huge 4-manual organ there as well. It's not in very good condition, but it's a great place to visit. Which famous composer said there are 2 golden rules for an orchestra? Start together and finish together. What goes on in the middle? Nobody cares about. And the answer, of course, is Sir Thomas Beecham. A real truism there. Question number 4. How many members of the King's Singers are there? 6. Question number 5. Do you know which hymn is set to the famous tune Repton by Parry? Da, 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 da. Dear Lord and Father of Mankind is the answer. Anybody get 5? Hope they weren't too difficult. I think this week's are quite easy, but I might be wrong. So, question 1 for this week. Do you know which composer was nicknamed Little Mushroom because of his height? Bonkers question. Do you know who that was? Question number 2 for you hymn buffs. In the hymn Onward Christian Soldiers, what line comes after "With the cross of Jesus"? With the cross of Jesus. It's like hymn karaoke, isn't it? Question number 3. There's a bell just outside the Bishop's Palace in Wells. Who rings it? Question number 4. Last week it was St David's Day. Here's a tricky one. I thought this was quite fascinating. How many Anglican cathedrals are there in Wales? It's very clear. How many Anglican cathedrals in Wales? And finally, can you remember the name of the 1960s TV comedy, about ecclesiastical life at St. Og's Cathedral? And at the credits at the beginning, it had the Crooked Spire, which is that's Chesterfield, isn't it? What was the name of that 1960s sitcom? I used to love it. The chaplain was called Newt. There we go. So, bit of fun. So, as always, at this point, I direct you to our website, www.swanageteam.com, and there is an online liturgy and some hymns for you for this coming Sunday. Sorry, I had to do a little edit there as my phone went off. Anyway, as I say, yes, the liturgy is on the website for you. So, to my recommendation for this week, and as I've spoken before, Lent is a wonderful time for some incredible music. And my choice for today is a very unknown piece, I think, really, but for me, a very special piece and an absolute masterpiece, I think. We listened to some Renaissance music last week with John Blow. Well, contemporary pupil, in fact, of John Blow was Henry Purcell. And one of the most amazing pieces that Purcell ever wrote was a verse anthem in 5 parts, just with continuo, called Let Mine Eyes Run Down with Tears. It was written in about 1682, something like that. But it's the most extraordinary piece of writing. It is just full of very desolate text, very desolate Lenten text. But there are so many images in it and so many really clever techniques, picture painting all the time. So, for example, at the very beginning, Let Mine Eyes Drop Down with Tears, Run Down with Tears. He uses the sort of steps going down musically, which sort of pictorially create the idea of tears falling, which is amazing. There's an extraordinary sort of Scotch snap. There's a jagged moment a bit later on when he talks about the text of a very grievous blow. That's amazing. There are so many moments of unbelievable tension, and there are duets, a couple of choruses, a couple of little solo bits. It's just the most extraordinary piece and so very, very beautiful. It is an absolute masterpiece. So I encourage you to listen to this and to enjoy it. I'm pointing you to a recording by Edward Higginbottom and the choir of New College, Oxford, a few years ago. So there's 2 boys singing the 2 treble parts and some very well-known singers in the lower parts. But I'm giving you a score as well, linked to a score. So try and follow it with the YouTube video and the score, and see what you think. I just think it's the most extraordinary piece, and it's quite fiddly in places, but my oh my, inspiration if ever there was. So that's my recommendation for this week. I hope you enjoy it. And now let's just do a couple of quick warm-ups. So are you ready to sing? Make sure you're sitting nice and comfortably, and let's start off with a siren. That's it. Jolly good. And now this exercise, we've done this one before. We're going to start with ma, then pa, then la, and then ha. Really kicking in with the diaphragm, all right? So we're just going to go like this. Ma 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 ma, 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 pa 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 pa, nice P, pa 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 pa, pa 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 pa, pa 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 pa. Now la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Now with an H, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. One more, ha 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 ha. Good, all right, excellent. How was that for you? Now, how about, do you remember this one? To ya, 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 ya. Practice going ya, dropping that jaw. Now we're going to go like this. Ya, 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 ya. So ya, and slide down and then up, all right? Again. Ya, 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 ya. semitone higher, ya 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 ya, and next one, ya 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 ya, and the next one, ya 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 ya, another one, ya 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 ya. That wasn't quite an E major, was it? Next one, ya 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 ya. Jolly good. Okay. Now let's just try going like this. Now we're going to start going up to NYA, 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 like that going. So we're just going to go like this. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. And then we're going to come down to R. So first of all quite nasal and then more open and legato. Okay, so nya and then R. So we're going to go nya 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 nya. 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 One more. Nya 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 nya. I'm not quite so good at that one for a Saturday morning. Anyway, I hope that was of some help to you, just kick-started your weekend. I hope you have a good weekend, and the sun is shining still here, so hopefully you can enjoy a bit of sunshine, and I hope to see you before too long, but until then, stay safe, stay warm.